The romance between Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones that once seemed all hip-hop and love has taken a shocking turn. Hold tight because this recent drama is absolutely wild. Jim Jones appears to have been involved in a frightening public altercation with Chrissy Lampkin, and the details are nothing short of crazy. It all began at what should have been just another night out. Last Saturday, Jim and Chrissy arrived at a high-end New York City club, looking picture perfect, holding hands and smiling like everything was sunshine and rainbows. Fans were surprised to see them so cozy, especially considering their notoriously rocky relationship history. Let's be real, Chrissy has stood by Jim through questionable business deals, money problems, and countless cheating rumors. One minute they're engaged, the next they're taking a break. Their on-again, off-again status has been standard for years, but this time, Chrissy might have finally reached her breaking point. According to witnesses at the club, Jim had been drinking heavily all night, not unusual for him, but this time something was different. He seemed agitated, pacing back and forth in the VIP section while Chrissy repeatedly tried to calm him down. The situation escalated when Jim received a text message that apparently triggered something in him. When Chrissy leaned over to see what was going on, Jim reportedly yanked his phone away and started ranting. Despite Chrissy's attempts to keep things calm, you know she hates making a scene. Jim became increasingly agitated, pointing fingers and raising his voice. "Calm down, Jim, not here," Chrissy kept saying, according to someone seated nearby. But by then, heads were turning toward the VIP section, even with the music blasting. That's when things really went south. Jim allegedly jumped up and got right in Chrissy's face, reaching for her arm. When Chrissy pushed him away, saying, "Don't do it, Jim," he reportedly tried to yank her out of the booth by grabbing her arm. The entire club froze when Chrissy wrenched herself free and yelled, "Let go of me." An unidentified man, supposedly a longtime friend of the couple, stepped in to separate them. Interestingly, witnesses noted that this mystery man seemed more concerned with Chrissy's safety than with Jim's state of mind. "Stay out of it," Jim reportedly shouted, pushing the man back after he told Jim to calm down because he was doing too much. By this point, security had to intervene, pulling Jim out of the club while he shouted one last parting shot at the mystery man. "You don't know what the f you're talking about." Meanwhile, Chrissy remained behind, visibly shaken. According to sources, she sat down and put her head in her hands, refusing to speak when concerned patrons approached her. So what caused Jim's rage? According to insiders, the trigger was a series of messages from a woman Jim has allegedly been involved with for months. While Chrissy has defended Jim against cheating accusations in the past, like when rumors swirled about him being spotted in Miami with an unidentified woman, this time she reportedly saw the evidence with her own eyes. He knew he was caught, and instead of owning up to it, he lashed out, revealed someone close to Chrissy. Social media wasted no time jumping on the scandal. Video of the altercation quickly made the rounds online after someone captured the whole thing and posted it on TikTok with the caption, "Jim Jones is over. He went out on Chrissy in the club." The comments were brutal. "Chrissy needs to get away from him by now. Jim, are you out here making Chrissy look bad again?" And if Chrissy stays with him at this point, she's playing herself. The most telling part? Neither Jim nor Chrissy have said a word publicly. Jim's Instagram remains quiet and Chrissy's feed is empty, but we all know silence sometimes speaks volumes. Even more intriguing is the identity of that mystery man who defended Chrissy. Some sources suggest he's been emotionally supporting Chrissy for months amid ongoing problems with Jim. Could Chrissy be moving on? The way Jim lost his temper might indicate he's afraid of losing her for good this time. The real question now is what happens next, because from what I'm hearing, Chrissy isn't backing down this time. An insider claims this could finally be the breaking point. She's exhausted and has had enough of Jim's behavior. Jim's in damage control mode now, reportedly reaching out to industry contacts to suppress the news, but with the video already public, there's no putting this genie back in the bottle. And the fallout? It's reshaping the entire love and hip-hop landscape. If Chrissy leaves for good and those rumors about the mystery man are true, Jim could lose everything. And trust me, we're just scratching the surface of this drama. The consequences of Jim's outburst are far worse than anyone anticipated. The internet is ablaze, fans are choosing sides, and celebrities are starting to weigh in. Jim may have made a fatal mistake with both the woman and his luggage, if you catch my drift. Let's break down what we know about those text messages that made Jim lose his cool. According to sources close to the couple, and I mean close, Jim had been texting this mystery woman for months. We're not talking casual flirting either. These were serious conversations, emotionally charged messages, and straight-up betrayal. Jim allegedly denied Chrissy's suspicions for ages, but when those messages popped up on his phone at the club, Chrissy saw them with her own eyes. And what did those messages say? They were explicit, honey. Late-night texts like, "I miss you," and "When are you coming to see me?" and "Chrissy doesn't need to know" type messages. The juiciest part? This mystery woman isn't just anyone. She's apparently connected to someone else in the industry. This is about to blow up into a full-scale music world scandal. Initially, Chrissy tried to handle things privately, but Jim's reaction is what blew everything wide open. A source close to Chrissy says she stayed composed at first, trying to be mature about it, but when Jim started ranting irrationally, she knew he was guilty. This isn't Jim's first rodeo with cheating allegations. Remember when he was spotted in Miami with that Instagram model back in 2019? Chrissy went live basically telling everyone to shut up about it, but she's not playing that game anymore. Social media exploded when the club video went viral. Twitter was flooded with hashtags like "Protect Chrissy" and "Jim Jones exposed." The comments were brutal. "Chrissy needs to leave him for good," and "How do you treat the woman who's held you down like that, Jim? Embarrassing." Even celebrities started weighing in. Cardi B tweeted, "Some of y'all don't deserve the women you have, man." Smack. While Tamar Braxton added, "I would have handled that situation very differently, so Chrissy better than me." Remy, who usually stays out of this kind of drama, liked a tweet saying, "Chrissy deserves better. Jim been acting funny for years." Social media investigators went to work immediately, combing through Jim's online activity. What did they find? Jim hasn't exactly been behaving like a faithful man. Screenshots surfaced showing him liking and commenting on photos of a specific woman, yes, the same one suspected of sending those messages. There were even DMs where he called her pretty with heart eye emojis. Rather than lying low and letting things cool off, Jim posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Y'all don't know the half of it." Then the real shocker dropped when that mystery man who broke up the club altercation spoke up. Apparently, he's been close to Chrissy for years and has witnessed how Jim treats her behind closed doors. An insider claims he's been telling Chrissy for years that Jim isn't right for her, but she wasn't ready to hear it. After the club incident, witnesses overheard him telling Chrissy, "You deserve better. You don't deserve this." And the way Chrissy looked at him, there's definitely something there, according to one source. This didn't sit well with Jim, who reportedly confronted the man after the incident. "That's my wife," Jim allegedly shouted, telling him to back off. "Then act like it," the mystery man fired back. The big question now is whether Chrissy is finally done with Jim for good. Sources say she's starting to listen to people around her, including this mystery man who stepped up when Jim was out of line. Meanwhile, Jim is spiraling, looking disheveled and miserable while drinking his way through New York. He's been calling Chrissy constantly, trying to apologize, but word is she's not picking up. The most shocking development, Chrissy has reportedly started talking to her attorney. If that's true, Jim could lose more than just his relationship. He could lose his money too, since many of Jim's business dealings and even their house are in Chrissy's name. Chrissy's silence speaks volumes, louder than anything she could say. The fact that she's consulting with an attorney, that's bad news for Jim. And things are about to get even messier. Jim's downward spiral continued after the club incident. Instead of going home to cool off, sources say he headed straight to a nearby hotel, and he wasn't alone. Multiple witnesses claim Jim left with a woman who looked suspiciously like the one he'd been texting, not even attempting to be discreet about it. They were holding hands, not even trying to hide it, said someone familiar with the situation. Chrissy hadn't even left the club yet, and he was already moving on. Someone caught this on camera, too. By the next morning, photos of Jim and this mystery woman leaving the hotel were circulating on every platform, from TMZ to The Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked. One fan captioned the photos, "Jim couldn't even wait a day before making Chrissy look foolish again." The comments were savage. "Chrissy should cut Jim off for good. He's been trash. Jim's not even trying to hide it anymore. And Chrissy deserves better. How you gonna cheat and then have the audacity to be mad?" Just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, the mystery woman went live on Instagram. Sipping wine and looking unbothered, she smirked when comments flooded in asking if she was the woman Jim left with. "I'm not the one who made promises," she said coolly. "That's his problem." "Y'all should mind your business." Jim made matters worse by posting a photo on Instagram the next day with the caption, "It is what it is, no denial, no apology, nothing." Hours later, Chrissy posted a cryptic message on her Instagram story. "When people show you who they are, believe them the first time." Meanwhile, the mystery man from the club called Chrissy after Jim's hotel stunt and reportedly told her, "You don't have to deal with this anymore." And it seems Chrissy was listening because she was spotted outside a prominent New York City law office, not just any lawyer, but one of the most ruthless divorce attorneys in the industry. After years of holding Jim down, Chrissy's done playing games, an insider revealed. This time, she's done. Rumors are swirling that Chrissy wants to take everything with her, not just walk away. Since her name is on some of Jim's most valuable assets, the house, business ventures, endorsement deals, if she files for divorce, Jim could lose everything. When he had nothing, Chrissy was there for him. An insider explained, now that he has something, she deserves half. Jim apparently realized his mistake and started bombarding Chrissy with calls, texts, and voicemails. He even showed up at her apartment, but Chrissy wouldn't open the door. In a desperate move, Jim enlisted his mother, Mama Jones, to reach out to Chrissy. "I told Chrissy I love you, but I can't keep doing this," Mama Jones reportedly said during the call, essentially begging her to reconcile with Jim. The internet has firmly taken Chrissy's side. Chrissy deserves better. This is how Jim repays her for holding him down when nobody else did, and Chrissy should take him for everything. Celebrities are speaking out too. Nicki Minaj commented on a post, "Jim been wildin', Chrissy been loyal." Remy shared on her Instagram story, "Never play with a woman who's been holding you down from the beginning." Beyond personal criticism, Jim's career is taking major hits. Sources say he was negotiating a new reality TV deal with a major network, but after this controversy, the deal is on hold. They don't want the blowback, a network insider revealed. Advertisers are already pulling away because Jim's name is too toxic right now. His business dealings are crumbling too. Jim is reportedly being dropped from a six-figure sneaker endorsement deal because the brand doesn't want to be associated with the controversy. The big question now is how Jim recovers from this. Chrissy has the receipts, public support, and the upper hand legally. If she takes this all the way to court, Jim could lose his career, money, and reputation in one fell swoop. Despite everything, Chrissy hasn't said a word publicly. Sources say she's letting Jim hang himself at this point, knowing anything he says will only make him look worse. Meanwhile, Jim was spotted looking messy and intoxicated at another club just last night with the same mystery woman. The question isn't if Chrissy will leave him anymore, but how badly Jim will regret it when she does. This story is far from over, and the next chapter might just be Jim Jones's complete downfall. Will their relationship truly end after years of Chrissy supporting and protecting him? And what happens to Jim if she walks away for good?